Jeff Serp, Kiko Loureiro, Mark Morton,
I'm Laura.
Samuel Banner,
Andreas Kisser,
Nico Uribe,
Chris Kale,
Charlotte Vessels,
Jeff Waters.
Sobre la dosis.
Sobre la dosis.
Sobre la dosis.
Sobra la dosis.
Sobre la dosis.
Jonathan Montenegro.
Jonathan Montenegro.
Jonathan Montenegro.
Jonathan Montenegro.
With Jonathan Montenegro. Let's go!
Better be listening because I know where you live.
What up, Jonathan? Sonny from P.O.D. here. Gonna answer your questions. Thanks for doing that, man. I appreciate it. Let's see, number one, do I miss those MTV days? It's just like everything else. Everything's so quick and easy, access to your fingertips. I think there's positives and negatives about that. I think in the MTV days, there's something mysterious about only a few platforms to be able to see that, and it wasn't at your fingertips, so it took a lot more searching out and waiting and being patient, and it was a lot more mysterious. When a video popped up or you jumped on MTV, it was like an occasion. It was special. So there's goods and bads. That's how that whole era started, and there was something really cool about that. But we live in a YouTube social media world where everything is just so quick and easy, and you kind of lose, like I said, you lose that mystery. Let's see. I heard that too about a revival of nu metal. I don't know if it changed anything for P.O.D. Per se, because we've always been that hustling blue collar band, even with the success and the hits and that kind of stuff. For some reason, I think we're just viewed as more punk rock than rock and roll Hollywood type bands, and we haven't changed. It's still us. We're not changing or trying to change to fit times or trends, but I think it's cool. P.O.D. is one of the pioneers of this music, so that's just facts. I never really called us nu metal. We've been called so many different things, I don't even know really what it is, but I guess because of the era, late 90s and early 2000s, that was the scene, and so like everything else, they categorize us and throw us in there, but I don't think we've just been that one thing, but it is what it is. I hope that 14-year-old kids now are being able to get into this scene or this musical style, because it was special. It was a moment when that happened. To me, it was like when grunge came in. It was just something special, something real. For the bands that were real, but there were a lot of fake bands out there too that were just jumping on the trend. But there were some out there that were lifestyle bands, and P.O.D. is definitely more of a lifestyle. Let's see, number three. If you had the opportunity to introduce metal to someone who's never listened to it, which 3 nu metal records? Oh wow. I know the Deftones don't like to be called nu metal, but obviously the Deftones are one of my favorite bands. Always loved going and watching them as they were coming up, and we were coming up at the same time. I'm not gonna say records just because I think all the records are awesome, but definitely jump into some of the earlier stuff. It's a lot more raw. I guess we were all a little bit more raw back then, but Deftones would be one of those bands. Obviously, I don't know if they consider Rage to be nu metal, but definitely Rage Against the Machine, same thing. We all came out around the same time. We didn't come out, we were still underground, but we knew about Rage and the noise that they were making, and we were always fans of those guys. And then obviously the first time I saw Korn, I found a little video of theirs, and they used to play a little bar down here in San Diego, and I used to always hear how cool they were, but never really seen them until they blew up. But I found a video one day at the job I was working, and I watched it, and I want to say it was man, it was one of their first kind of EPK videos. But as soon as I saw them, I knew. I'm like, yeah, these guys are dope. They don't look like, they weren't grunge, and they didn't look like any hair metal type bands. They, you know, they looked a lot more similar to us. So I would say Deftones, Rage, and Korn, probably three of my favorite new, quote unquote new metal bands. Right on, man. I appreciate you doing this, brother. Much love. God bless, and be good. Be safe. All right. Peace on me.